Welcome, students. Today we will study English literature for class 8th from the book Shakespeare. The chapter which we are going to study is The Taming of the Shrew. Now, let's see a short introduction of the play written by Shakespeare. The Taming of the Shrew is a comedy play written by William Shakespeare, and it was believed to be written between 1590 to 1592. Now, what does this play or the story consist of? The Taming of the Shrew is a comedy play written by William Shakespeare, and it delights the reader as it takes on issues of marriage, gender, and social hierarchy. Now, this play revolves around these petty issues. These themes would have engaged audiences and have them laughing in their seats. Petruchio and Catherine, which is mentioned as Kate over here, have their difficulties as he tries to mold her into a submissive wife. So let's go into the clip and see the exact story, what happens in this play.
A beggar gets drunk and collapses outside a tavern. He's discovered by a lord and his followers, who all decide to play a prank on him. When Sly wakes up, they tell him that he is a rich lord with a beautiful wife and invite him to watch a play, to which he agrees, although he struggles to concentrate through it. The play begins with a young gentleman named Lucentio, who arrives in Padua with his loyal servant Tranio. They notice a nobleman called Baptista, who has two very different daughters. Bianca, the youngest, who is beautiful and obedient, and Katharina, the eldest, who is loud or shrewish. Lucentio immediately falls in love with Bianca. Bianca already has two suitors, the elderly Gremio and the younger Hortensio. Baptista declares that Bianca cannot marry until her elder sister has a husband, which makes the two men very depressed, as Katharina is seemingly unlikely to attract a suitable mate. Hortensio's friend, Petruchio, arrives in Padua declaring that he needs a rich wife. Hortensio suggests that he meet Katharina. In a flash of wit and quick exchanges, Katharina and Petruchio meet, and, depending on how you interpret the scene, share a lot of chemistry. Petruchio calls her Kate and concludes that he will tame her and make her his wife. Katharina says she'd rather see him hanged than go to church with him. Nevertheless, Baptista agrees to the wedding. In the meantime, Lucentio, now disguised as Cambio, a schoolmaster, manages to seduce Bianca, who agrees to marry him. At last, the day of Katharina's wedding arrives, but Petruchio is nowhere to be seen. Katharina grows angry and refuses to wait around all day. When Petruchio eventually turns up, he's dressed completely inappropriately, bringing shame upon himself and his new bride. Petruchio takes Katharina to his home, denying her requests for food and clothes, and keeping her up all night with noise and biblical recitals. He even insists that she call the sun the moon. Tired and fed up, Katharina agrees with her husband. When they arrive at Bianca's wedding banquet, the three men place a bet on who has the most obedient wife. So they each send a servant to call their spouses to them. First, Lucentio dispatches his servant to fetch Bianca, who quickly returns with the message that she is busy. Next, Hortensio sends a servant to ask his wife to come to him. He returns to say that his wife insists that her husband go to her. Finally, Petruchio sends his servant to command Katharina into the chamber. She comes straight away, to the utter surprise of everyone in the room. She then drags the other two women along, and he declares, "Come on and kiss me, Kate." They win the bet, as everyone else looks on in utter shock.
I hope, students, the theme of the story, the characters, their relationships are much clear to you. Go through the session again in case of any confusion, because there are too many characters. Notes will be there after the session. Thank you and have a nice day.